A warm welcome to Anuradha Vedic Astrology. Let's talk about the 6th house of the D9. The 6th house of any chart, what does it show? Rog, Ripu, Rin. It shows about our health issues, it talks about the debts that we have, and it talks about the Rin or the enemies that we face in life. So the 6th house is important because it is also known as the house of Prarabdha. But before we begin, a big thanks to all of you for liking, sharing and subscribing to our YouTube and Spotify channels and writing in your comments and your suggestions there. If you haven't subscribed to us, please do, and do remember to press the bell icon so that you can get the updates ASAP. Now, when we talk about the 6th house of the D9, okay, we see that this is the house of conflicts and problems. And as I told you earlier, for every chart we will talk about conflicts and problems. But in the D9, it takes supersedence. Why does it take a very strong importance in the D9? Because it shows marital separation and marital issues. There is a very clear rule stated in the classics that the 12th house from any house negates the working of that house. What does that mean? The 6th house being the 12th house from the 7th house will negate the workings of the 7th house. Now, the 7th house of the D9 is the house of our marriage. In the D9 is the house of our marriage. So, the 6th house will negate marriage. That is, it will give problems in marriage, it may show separation in marriage, and it may also give divorce. Many a times, just to let you know, when there is a dasha, antar dasha of the 6th house working in the D1 or the D9 chart, generally a person does not get married. He will come to a conclusion that yes, I will get married, I like this girl, or I like that boy, or the boy will like the girl, but there will be some confusion, there will be some problems, they will not get married. And I have seen it many a times. So, we will see problems in the marriage, say be it in Amir Khan's chart, and also the planet which is sitting there in the D9 in the 6th house can be a cause of trouble. 1, 2, if there is no planet sitting there, because there are 9 houses and there are 12 houses and 9 planets, and not necessarily they will be assigned to one house each. So, there still be times when you will not have a planet in a house. So, when there is no planet sitting in that house of the 6th house of the D9, what happens? The Lord will take up that mantle of creating the differences. So, now when we look into the 6th house of Amir Khan's chart, there is Rahu sitting there, and in the D9. And what is Rahu? Rahu is misunderstandings. Rahu could be cheating. Rahu could be mind games. And all these things could be responsible for the loss of spouse in the case of Amir Khan. Let's take up the chart of Bill Clinton. In the chart of Bill Clinton, this is the Kundli which has come from Makar Lagna or Capricorn Lagna, and we see that the 5th lord, the lord of extramarital affairs, or the lord not extramarital but love affairs, Venus, that also Venus, sitting in the 6th house. Venus is love, in the 6th house, it means that there could be separations due to other ladies, other parties involved, other love interests. So, in Bill Clinton's chart, and then we would say that there is no separation in his life, they are still married. But for all we know, it could just be marriage in name only. Okay. So, let's go ahead, let's see it in other charts that we see in people around us and try to understand what is the nature of discord in their lives. Till we meet with you again, stay safe. Thank you.
बेल आइकन को दबाएं ताकि आपको वीडियोस की अपडेट मिलती रहे। हमारे वीडियोस को लाइक करें, शेयर करें, उन पर कमेंट करें और हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें।